Welcome to the Perla Del Mar Near and Far event. I am David Ludwig and I am your National Brand Ambassador for Perla Del Mar. I'm smoking a Perla Del Mar Corojo, and to tell you more about Perla Del Mar and introduce themselves, here are the Newmans.
Hi, my name's Drew Newman. I'm here with my father, Eric Newman, and my uncle, Bobby Newman, and we're the third and fourth generation members of the J.C. Newman Cigar Company. My great-grandfather, J.C. Newman, founded our company back in 1895, and four generations, and now 126 years later, we're very proud to be the oldest family-owned premium cigar company in America. We're coming to you today from our third floor hand rolling room here in our historic El Reloj cigar factory in the cigar city of Tampa, Florida. My father, uncle, and I are carrying on our family legacy of rolling cigars, and look forward to sharing them all with you and our family stories this evening.
My name is Eric Newman. I'm president of J.C. Newman Cigar Company here in Tampa. I started with our company back in 1972. This is my 49th year in the cigar business, cigar industry with our company. I'm thrilled to have my partner here, my brother Bobby, as well as the fourth generation. I'm third generation, but fourth generation, my son Drew. It's difficult for family businesses to go from one generation to a second generation. We're a third generation, and now we're 40 generations. When our grandfather, J.C. Newman, founded our company in 1895, there are 42,000 licensed cigar manufacturers in the United States. You have to have licensed to pay excise taxes. Today, we're the only one of those 42,000 cigar manufacturers from 1895 that are still owned and operated by the founding family. We've been fortunate. We've been reinventing ourselves. Over 125 years in business, 126 years, about 100 of those years have been challengers, one challenge after another. We've been able to adapt, and very fortunate to continue in business all these years.
And my name is Bobby Newman, also third generation like my brother Eric from J.C. Newman Cigar Company. Just a quick history. Grandpa J.C. moved our whole family from Cleveland, Ohio to Tampa in 1954. Tampa at the time had 10 large factories making over 500 million cigars using Cuban wrapper, binder, and filler. In 1961, the Cuban embargo, or early 62, the Cuban embargo came, and that was the major change in the industry in Tampa. Tampa is still called the cigar capital of the world. Or cigars are to Tampa what cars are to Detroit, or used to be to Detroit. This is the Napa Valley of the cigar industry, the epicenter of the world for cigars, and we're so glad that you're joining us today.
Welcome back. We are live right now underneath the famous clock tower at the J.C. Newman El Reloj factory here in Ybor City. And I'm smoking a Perla Del Mar. I encourage you to light up your Perla Del Mars right now. I've been on a kick lately. I've been smoking this Perla Del Mar Corojo. It's the newest blend of Perla Del Mar. It is now my new favorite cigar. I've been smoking a lot of these lately, and I just can't stop. These are what are my choice now. So I'm enjoying my whiskey that the Newmans were so nice to furnish me with for this tonight. We're going to do a segue now, and we're going to basically have the Newman family tell you about Perla Del Mar, where it came from, how it came into fruition, what the blends are, and how it was made. So nobody can tell the story like the Newmans. Here they are.
Perla Del Mar is a historic cigar brand that dates back to Cuba in the 1800s. There were four brothers who grew beautiful tobacco leaves in the Pinar del Rio Valley in Cuba, and they loved tobacco. They loved cigars. They loved it so much they wanted to create their own cigar brand. So those four brothers formed their own company called Perfecto Garcia Brothers and created a beautiful cigar brand they named in honor of the island where they grew up. Cuba is often called the Pearl of the Sea, Perla Del Mar, and so they named their cigar after the nickname of Cuba. The Perla Del Mar cigars that they made starting in Cuba were later brought to the cigar city of Tampa when Perfecto Garcia Brothers built a beautiful cigar factory just a block away from the El Reloj cigar factory where my father, uncle, and I are coming to you today. In 2014, J.C. Newman brought back the Perla Del Mar cigar brand, recreating some of the original blends from the 1800s in our beautiful J.C. Newman Pensa cigar factory in Esteli, Nicaragua, where we continue to make Perla Del Mar today. But the Perla Del Mar of 2014 is a little different than the Perla Del Mar of 2021. Last year, my father, uncle, and I spent a lot of time thinking about our Perla Del Mar cigars. We knew that they were great. We knew that we were rolling them using some of the finest tobaccos in the world, but we wanted to make them better. And so we took a hard look at the blend and we tweaked it. We bought some more aged tobaccos in the filler and kicked it up a notch. We reimagined the packaging and brought back elements of the original Perla Del Mar cigar bands and cigar labels from 100 years ago. And we also changed the shape of the cigar and returned it to the traditional Tampa-style press that was very common here in the cigar city of Tampa, Florida, 100 years ago. And Dad and Uncle Bobby, you have both been in the cigar business for nearly 50 years, and you remember the Tampa-style press. Can you talk about how cigars were made here in the cigar city of Tampa and why all of them were made with this style of a press and shape?
Well, no cigars were made in the round except maybe the Cuesta 95, which your grandfather made years ago. All the Tampa cigars were pressed, given even look, even shape, made a rectangular press. So we kind of followed suit back. We introduced Perla Del Mar in 2014. By that time, we tried a square press. They were really square. And the last couple of years, I said, yeah, we got to do better. So we redid the press, made more of a rectangular press. The kind of press I remember when I started this business in 1972. It's more comfortable in the mouth, easier to smoke, better draw, and that's what we're doing today. We're really proud that we created the Tampa-style press of yesteryear and incorporated the new Perla Del Mar that we're making today in J.C. Newman Pensa.
So Bobby, when we go to a cigar shop now, almost all the cigars are in the round. There are some box presses, but they're definitely in the minority. When you started in this business here in the cigar city of Tampa, do you remember how most of the cigars were pressed using this Tampa-style press that we brought back for Perla Del Mar?
Absolutely. I remember it like yesterday. It started in 1969 and selling cigars in the summertime. And all of our competitive cigars, they were made in Tampa. Every single one had that. We call that the Tampa press, the soft press. When we relaunched the Perla Del Mar back in 2014, it was the press was so sharp you could almost shave with it. Again, outside of Cuesta 95 that our father, Stanford Newman, your grandfather drew, when he launched the Cuesta 95, it was the first cigar made in Tampa that was in the round. You talked about it earlier. Remember, it was just like the cigars are today, round versus a press.
So customers 20, 50, 100 years ago who bought Tampa-made cigars expected cigars to be in a shape like this that had a soft press and was a little rectangular, not perfectly round.
Correct. That's correct.
And do you enjoy smoking a cigar with a Tampa press?
Oh yeah, to me, there's nothing better. I love it because I love the way it feels in the mouth. I love the taste of the old 2014 Perla Del Mar, but this is it's like it fits perfectly like a glove or like brand new shoes, and I think it adds to the taste as well.
And one of the things that my grandfather, Stanford Newman, and your father, Stanford Newman, was famous for in the cigar industry is that he was a pioneer in introducing larger sizes to the cigar industry. He was the first person to make our Diamond Crown series in 1995 with a 54 ring gauge cigar. And the cigars we're smoking right now are double Gordo size, a 6x60. But 20, 40, 60, 80, 100 years ago here in Tampa, cigars weren't this large, were they?
No, they were the typical Tampa-made cigar, and they're out of the 500 million. They were, correct me if I'm wrong, but they were Palma size, 6 1/4 by 42.
That's correct. The Tampa Palma. There was 10 big family-owned companies who moved here in 1954. They all made Palma shapes cigar. Everybody had it. All the Bering, Gold Label, Fuente, Garcia Vega, and
What was that size? What's the size of a Palma?
42 by 6 1/4.
Wow.
That was the standard size of everybody smoked 42 ring. Now 42 ring looks like a Panatella.
It does.
As people's mouths, people wanted more flavor. Bigger cigars, more flavor. Cigar makers are able to blend more leaves in the same cigar. So it's really been more popular in recent years.
So Bobby, with the traditional Tampa style cigar being a Panatella and a 44 ring gauge, to now with a very common size like this being a 6x60, what does going from a 44 ring gauge to a 60 ring gauge allow us to do?
It allows us to blend, to make the cigar even better, more complex, because now you're going from a 44, 42 ring gauge, 44 ring gauge. Some of the Tampa Palmas were maybe a little larger, but it allows us, we can add additional blends of long filler tobacco. It makes the cigar, say, even better. The cigars made today are better, more complex, smoother, I can speak for ourselves, than what we made back when we first came to Tampa in the 50s.
So Dad and Uncle Bobby, one of the secrets to our company's success, I think, is relationships. We've been in this business for 126 years, and we're very fortunate to be working with the same partners, the same growers, the same suppliers, the same retailers for decades, and in one case, more than 100 years. I think that longevity in relationships really helps us acquire things like the best tobaccos in the world. We've been making cigars so long that we understand what great tobacco is and how to get it. And so today, we're rolling our Perla Del Mar cigars and our J.C. Newman Pensa cigar factory in Esteli, Nicaragua, using some of the finest tobaccos in the world. And with this new Perla Del Mar shape, going back to the Tampa-style press, we're pressing them like they did in Tampa 100 years ago. But tell me the story. Why were cigars pressed in Tampa? It wasn't because they were using the best tobaccos in the world, was it?
In the old days, I give you a story, ancient history. I'm an old guy. The reason why cigars were pressed in the first place was when you make a cigar, whether by hand or by machine, there could be gaps in the cigar. People want to have a smooth bunch. But when you pressed a cigar, it camouflaged any gaps in the rolling in the bunch. It's not a sexy cigar. It's not publicly known. But the recent cigars 80 years ago were pressed. If a cigar was in the round, you'd be able to tell instantly if the bunch wasn't smooth, it wasn't right. But when you press the cigar, it pushes the tobaccos together. If there's any soft spots in there, it makes them more even. But actually, it makes for a better smoke. So that's why the box press came to be around 80 years ago. And that's why it's a really superior cigar today.
That's amazing. So the secret to why cigars were pressed 100 years ago here in Tampa and why the Tampa-style press came to be so popular was really because cigar makers were trying to hide their blemishes and trying to make their cigars better, which is a really interesting story.
So you're talking about our partners. We've been buying tobacco from the same people for maybe 100 years. The tobacco we use on Perla Del Mar that you're smoking comes from the Oliva factory, Oliva family, grown in Ecuador. I'm smoking a Corojo from the Olivas. The Olivas are probably the premier cigar grow in the world. We've been doing business with them for a long time. My mother told a story that Mr. Oliva, Angel Oliva, started business in 1934, wanted to do business with your great-grandfather, J.C. Newman. Grandpa J.C. was from the old country. They always had family dinners together on Sundays. And so Mr. Oliva wanted to sell tobacco to Grandpa J.C. And Grandpa J.C. said, "You want to sell me tobacco? You come to my house. You come to Sunday dinner. We'll talk about it. And if I like you, we'll do business." My mother told me the story because my mother, this was 1947, she was pregnant with me. And so we've been doing business, I'm 73. That's how long we've been doing business with the Oliva family. It's been a privilege and honor. With the consistency of our partners, with our retailers, and probably more importantly, with our suppliers and tobacco growers. So I think that's one of the secret of successes. Today we're buying that from the Oliva family. Went from Angel Oliva to John Oliva Sr. to Johnito. And the family relationship continues. They give us the great tobacco. We're good customers, great suppliers. So I think it's one of the reasons why our Perla Del Mar is a great tasting cigar, as it is.
We roll our Perla Del Mar cigars in 3 distinct blends. Today I'm enjoying our Perla Del Mar Shade, which we make by hand using a beautiful Connecticut wrapper grown in Ecuador by the Oliva family. It's smooth, it's creamy, it's luxurious, but it's still full of flavor as well. It's a very well-balanced cigar that you can enjoy from start to finish. The Connecticut wrapper is wrapped around a beautiful binder grown in the Jalapa River Valley in Nicaragua, and the insides are a blend of filler tobaccos also grown in Nicaragua. Bobby, you want to talk about the Maduro?
Sure do it. The Perla Del Mar I'm smoking is a Perla Del Mar Maduro. It's absolutely delicious. One of my favorite wrappers is the Connecticut broadleaf. And it's genuine Connecticut broadleaf grown in Connecticut. It takes 6-8 months to go to make it from a light brown color to this beautiful Maduro color. When you talk about relationships, Drew and Eric were talking about this, and we buy it from John Foster, he's a 6th generation tobacco grower. He traces his roots all the way back to before the American Revolution. It's amazing. And that's why relationships in our business are so important. The trust factor, the quality factor. To me, and cigars, that's what makes cigars so great. Handmade cigars, premium cigars, that how they taste to you as an individual. To me, it's a very smooth, tasty, almost like a naturally sweet cigar. You can smoke this in the morning, you can smoke it in the afternoon or after a meal.
The new Perla Del Mar Corojo is my favorite. It really is. You're smoking the original Perla Del Mar, which is Connecticut seed wrapper from Ecuador. Bobby's smoking the Perla Del Mar Maduro, made with genuine Connecticut broadleaf. I'm smoking the new Corojo. I never smoked one except in the last year. We wanted to make something special for Perla Del Mar, spice it up even more. We challenged the Olivas to give us their best Corojo tobacco. And this is the wrapper that's on this cigar. It's flavorful, it's spicy. You can't smoke one without wanting to light up a second cigar. Once you've had, no offense to you or Bobby, but once you smoke a Perla Del Mar Corojo, you don't want to go back. This will be your everyday go-to cigar. So I challenge you and challenge Bobby, challenge everybody out there to try it. Try one. Try it to me. Let me know what you think. And this is the honest God's truth. This is my new favorite Perla Del Mar cigar.
The key word is lighthouse.
And not only that, Cigar Aficionado must agree with you, Eric, and Drew and me, because in this month's issue, it got a 90 rating, and this has been on the market for 5 minutes, it seems like, and the demand for it, it's one of the most talked about cigars on the market, the Perla Del Mar Corojo.
Whether your preference is for a creamy cigar like a Perla Del Mar Shade, or a more darker cigar, a Perla Del Mar Maduro, or a spicy cigar like a Perla Del Mar Corojo, there's a Perla Del Mar cigar to suit every taste and preference. And we hope that you'll give all three a try and light them up, and hope you'll enjoy them as much as we do.
And let us hear from you.
Yes, please do. Please post pictures and reviews of our cigars on social media. We love going online and seeing consumers from literally around the world light up our cigars and share them, and it really makes us really happy to see all of you enjoying our cigars. We roll cigars today just like my great-grandfather did 100 years ago. We roll them for two reasons: for relaxation and for enjoyment. And so it brings us so much pleasure to see all of you enjoy our Perla Del Mar cigars as well as our other J.C. Newman cigars. And we hope that you will share them online and share them with your friends.
Right. And thank you all for coming into our living room and allowing us to come into your living room to talk about Perla Del Mar. We hope you'll come down and visit us at J.C. Newman El Reloj, the last working cigar factory in Ybor City.
And I want to thank David Ludwig for conducting this panel discussion, for giving his thoughts. I know what I know what I think. It's interesting to hear what David thinks, his new perspective on Perla Del Mar. Thank you, David. Thank you, Drew. Thank you, Bobby. More importantly, thank you all of you for tuning in. This is our 126th year in business. We've survived a lot, and with the support of you, with the Olivas, our partners, our Fuente family partners in the Dominican Republic, we look forward to making cigars and providing moments of pleasure in a very hectic world for another 126 years.
Welcome back. And I want to personally thank you for joining us tonight here in Ybor City. I'm glad you had a chance to tune in and learn more about Perla Del Mar, the history of the J.C. Newman cigar family. And we want to encourage you to, the Newmans mentioned about relationships, and our relationship with you is very important, and we value that, and we cherish it. So please, join us on Instagram, Facebook, and use the hashtags JC Newman, Perla Del Mar. Ask questions if you have any on our social media. We're very fast and very, very, very brisk to answer those questions. I can promise you that the Newmans really appreciate anytime you hashtag us and post our cigars on social media. I can guarantee you that they all see them too. And we definitely appreciate that relationship with you. So thank you very much for joining us. Come visit our factory in Tampa. We'd love to give you a tour. If I'm so lucky, I may be actually the one giving you the tour. So please come down and see us here in beautiful Ybor City, and good night.